August 15th, 2026. Dear Drained Me. Have you ever poured so much of yourself into something that when it was all said and done, you felt depleted? Do you notice when it's happening? Today was an ordinary day. It's my typical Saturday. I got up, got dressed, fed the dogs, fed myself, started laundry, and then sat down in my room, my office, to work. Typical Saturday. But I can tell that I was dragging. I had a list of things that I wanted to accomplish today, and when the first two things didn't go the way that I wanted them to, it just kind of made me lag even more. When I don't feel like I'm accomplishing something as quickly or as easily as I should, it really wipes me out. It's not to say that I didn't get anything done. I know where I need to adjust things and where to fix them so I can get them done in a later time. I just recognized that today I just felt slow. So I went about my day, no big deal. Went outside with the dogs today because for once, despite the weather being extremely high, there was a breeze, so it felt nice. So we actually walked around our yard today, and I put music on and I just enjoyed it. I don't do that enough. I recognize that the weather changes my mood. I know that when it's cold outside or when it's nippy, when it's windy, it instantly relaxes me. When I'm playing in the rain, it feels like everything's melting away. And yet, when it's happening, I hide inside. Today I didn't. We went out, we walked the property, we enjoyed the weather, the dogs sniffed. One of them thought they were going to chase after a squirrel. Mom's stronger. It was just a good day. It was a football day, so my husband had plans to watch a football game, and I was going to watch it with him, but as I was sitting there, I just felt really nauseous. Out of nowhere. I have no idea where it came from. I was feeling fine today. I ate breakfast just fine. I just suddenly felt really sick. And so I told him that I was going to go lay down for a little bit. And I went into my room and I lay down in my bed, and there are sure tell signs of me getting sick. One of them is that food doesn't sound good. And even as we were talking right now, food does not sound at all pleasing. I'm going to eat dinner tonight because I know I need to eat. That's a self-care thing, but I'm not really interested in eating. I also know that when I'm sick, I become very, what's the word I'm looking for? Needy. I resort back to wanting to be treated like a baby in the sense that the first thing I did was message my husband and ask him to come sit with me. Not because I wanted the company, but just because it's soothing to know someone's there when I'm not feeling well. As soon as I drifted off to sleep, he left. And I don't mind that. I am very much just stay until I knock out, and then if you leave, I won't notice when I'm sick. And so he did, and I fell asleep, and I didn't wake up about 3:45, and I didn't wake up until like 6 something. And when I woke up, it was just hard to get back in the groove of doing something. So I said, well, let me take a shower. I don't often take 2 showers a day, but if I feel the need to, I will. And so I got in the shower and I washed my hair and cleaned my body, and I got out and said, I'm just going to throw on something simple. And I did. And then went out to visit my husband and saw what he was doing and the dogs. He asked me if I was doing okay. I am. I feel better. Still not 100%, but better. And then I came to my office because one of my kids called me, and so I needed to call her back. And even as I sat there talking to her, I just felt drained. And it wasn't like all my energy had been like usurped. It was one of those like mental and physical things catching up to each other, and I just felt drained. Even now, as I sit here, I recognize that I'm not as animated when I talk. I'm not feeling very bubbly. I just feel like I exist. I've been having a really good week, so I know that it's not that the week is wearing me down. I think that there are some times that my mental health does that at some point in time it just crashes. And it doesn't have to be something big and negative that causes it to. It's just kind of the ebb and flow of mental health. I don't get on here and pretend that my life is perfect or that everything works out the way that I want it to work out. That's not me. That will never be me. I do get on here and I show you the real me and what's going on every time. And today, this afternoon, this evening, I'm struggling. I'm not unhappy. I'm not sad. I just off. I'm drained. It's the kind of drain that makes you want to curl up on your couch underneath a blanket and not do anything. And I think sometimes that's okay. Sometimes it's great to recognize that you've reached your limit and that you need to take a step back and take that break. And I plan to do that today, this evening, this weekend. I do know that when it becomes a bigger issue, when it's harder to get out of bed or finding it difficult to leave my house, that's when I should probably reach out to my doctor. Right now, it just feels like a day thing. It doesn't feel like it's something that's going to weigh me down for the next week. But that's okay. It's okay to acknowledge that we're not happy and bubbly and friendly all the time. At this moment, I don't know how many people I actually want to interact with. And that's not to say that I don't like anybody. It's just the headspace that I don't know how to interact with anybody. I don't have the energy or the capacity to give them more than me that I have. So it's easier just to kind of hide away from it. Will I? No. I will still interact with my child and my husband. I will still interact with my dogs to the best of my abilities. But is it one of those nights I want to make my bed, get back into it, and just be like, checked out? Yeah. And that's okay. I don't have anything that I have to get done this weekend. Everything can wait. And I think before I would tell myself that none of it could wait and everything had to be done and that I was failing if I wasn't. And the difference is now that I listen to my body and I listen to my mental capacity when it says, we're drained. We need to tap out. Because I can tell you what's going to happen. If I don't tap out today, if I don't give myself the rest that I need, it is going to get worse. So many times I've ignored these signs that things are going to go bad if I don't stop. This is me seeing my brick wall and trying to avoid it. Do I know if it's going to work? No. But I'm going to try something different. I might not be able to swerve and miss this wall, but at least I can acknowledge that it's coming. And on most occasions, I just don't acknowledge it. I can feel the spiral starting to happen, and I ignore it, hoping that it'll magically go away, knowing that it won't. So what do? How do you handle a situation where you're tapped out? Kids still need to be taken care of. Household responsibilities still need to be taken care of. We have this expectation that parents are supposed to go, 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 especially mothers. What happens when you don't have the energy to do that? What happens when your feelings get involved or your feelings get hurt or your mental space can't handle it? What do? It's harder to say, hey, I'm going to take space for my child, especially when you have little kids. It's hard to say you're going to take space from your husband. It's hard to take space from those you're responsible of interacting with. But we still have to. We have to learn to be able to say, like, hey, I need this break. If I don't take this mental break, if I don't take this mental space now, it's going to get worse. And so that looks like maybe all the things that I want to do don't happen. Maybe it looks like I am bedridden for the day. But I sit and I process and I wonder what happened that made me physically nauseous when nothing happened at all today. Because I deserve to figure that out. I deserve to give myself the space to say, hey, something happened. What was it? Whether it was, hey, something I ate made me feel sick. That's not it. I ate hours ago. I was fine. So what happened? What was the shift in mood? What was the shift in my household that suddenly made me feel nauseous? And what can I do about it? I don't have all the answers today. I may never have all the answers. But I know that it's okay to say, today I'm tapped out. Today I just need to be. I need to curl up under my favorite blanket, preferably with my favorite drink, and just be. And that's okay. It's okay that I give myself time to rest and process, time to regain the strength and the energy to do the things I need to do. If someone is telling you that you don't get the chance to put yourself first, if someone is telling you you don't deserve the opportunity to say, hey, I need a moment, I need to take a moment, they're not meant to be a part of your life. You get to take care of yourself first. And sometimes what that looks like with our kids or small kids is mom needs a 5-minute break, go watch this movie. Hey, mom needs to lay down, but while she lays down, we're going to do this. And I recognize how hard it is to say that and to do that because we have so many responsibilities to take care of. But the biggest responsibility you have is yourself. So if you're feeling drained, take the time to do something about it. For me, I am going to grab my dogs. I'm going to go outside and see if the weather can shock my system. And if that works, I'll come back and do some work. And if it doesn't, me and my favorite blanket have a date. And that's okay. My bite of pie today was taking the time to enjoy the outside. It was getting out there and walking around with my headphones in and singing at the top of my lungs. Because for me, that is joyous. I love doing it. I love knowing that I'm not around enough people that it will bother them and I get to just be. So this evening, I'm going to try that again. It was my bite of pie earlier this morning and it made me feel good, so why not try it again? That's how that works. You find the thing that works for you, and then you do it. Make sure it's a healthy thing. It's a healthy habit. You don't want to become dependent on something that's not healthy. Go outside. Enjoy the weather. Feel the cold breeze. Cold water. Right now, a cold bath sounds amazing. I'm not taking a cold bath, but like the idea of sitting in some water as it cools down sounds breathtakingly refreshing. I just need you to know that you're worth it. You're worth acknowledging your feelings. You're worth acknowledging that it's not all something you can handle all the time. I need you to just remember, today is another page in the story. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be written. And before you close your journal tonight, ask yourself, what was your bite of pie today? Until tomorrow, love you loud.